Hey, it's John with TPF. It has been a long time since I've done a studio video, but I wanted to jump in and talk about 10 enhancements, improvements, changes that I believe would be incredible at Silver Dollar City here in Branson, Missouri. I am one of the biggest SDC fans out there. You know, I know there are a lot of people that they're saying, no, don't change a thing. You don't want to change anything. Keep it exactly the way it is. And man, change one more thing and it's not going to be the way it was back 30, 40 years ago. And well, it's not the way it was back then. But I'll tell you this, that I believe that Silver Dollar City's been absolutely brilliant with some of the changes, some of the development. So I believe they're going to do a good job going forward. And understand, there are senior leaders out there at Silver Dollar City that they're talking about stuff. They're talking about small changes, big changes, all the time, you know, and they're excited about what's coming. They've got their 1-year plan and their 5-year plan and their 10-year plan, and so they've got that going on. So talking about stuff like this is not out of the ordinary. And so let's get into it. First of all, I'm not going to really talk about big changes. You know, those are fun. We can talk about those. You know, they've got all of that new acreage. I just can't imagine what they're dreaming about. You know, laying their head down at night and like dreaming about what's coming to Silver Dollar City in probably the distant future. And because they've got, what, 800 acres, 1,000 acres, brand new. I don't know what the number is, something like that. So we could dream. We could think about, you know, a massive hotel and maybe a resort and a brand new water park. How about an indoor water park or half in and half out kind of a thing? Turn it into a year-round destination, nature park, maybe kind of Dogwood Canyon style, and develop that and take people down to the lake, Table Rock Lake, you know, develop down to that direction. And you can talk about park expansion. You know, let's make the park bigger and let's, new lands and new areas. We could talk about rides. How about a new flooded mine or, redevelopment of that, just like they did with with Fire in the Hole. And so there's a lot that we could talk about. And so those are some of the big ideas. I'm not going to really talk about that right now. Also, there was one change that a long time ago I suggested, and I still want to pretend that it was my suggestion that helped make this happen. But the tater twists right down there, and the kettle corn, the lines would shoot the wrong direction. They would just shoot right out into the middle of the walkway. And I'm thinking, man, we just need a queue that wraps them around the building. I mean, it seems to be just a natural way for them to go. And hey, it wasn't long after I shared that on video that it actually happened. Now, there have been times that I've seen it. I've seen them not use that new queue and they're shooting back out into the walkway again. But so that's encouraging, so I believe that we can see some of this happen. So let's get into it. Number 1. By the way, you like my new studio? Look at the camera angles, right? How do you like that? Got this one. This is kind of a funky look. It's my GoPro, so it's a little cartoony. But hey, this is my new studio, so I thought I would do a quick video and say hi to you all. All right, number one. This one is a little self-serving, I will admit, but I want nuclear level Wi-Fi. I mean, blow that thing up, 20 times the capacity that we have right now. And I'm not able to really jump on that Wi-Fi very often. I try often, and I'll get on the Wi-Fi, and the signal is so weak that that my MacBook is telling me, yeah, there's no internet, and I can't do what I need to do. And that's even on slow days. Even in slow days, it's pretty bad. And of course, it's going to be different depending on, where you are. But I'm down by the smokehouse usually. I work from there. I'll put my laptop into my backpack, jump in the car, drive 5 minutes, shoot into Silver Dollar City, go down to the smokehouse, and I will work. And that's what I do. So typically I'm having to run my day off of my own hotspot on my phone. And I would love to see just phenomenal Wi-Fi. And, now they've got the mobile ordering going on, for various restaurants and food, kiosks and things like that. So you can mobile order, and of course, we're just living in a day where you got to be connected. I know there's people out there say, man, you got to unplug. You're back in the 1880s. And I get it because, man, when I worked at Silver Dollar City, there was, if you are a citizen, you're working there, man, you don't have no tech. There ain't no tech at all. But we're living in a bit of a different day, and there's tech. And we need to take pictures and send them to grandma. And oftentimes, people, their own cell phone data isn't working depending on who they're with, or if it's a mega crowd, it won't work. And so I think just perfect, just beautifully engineered Wi-Fi connecting every nook and cranny of that park, and they could have 30,000 people on that, all streaming like YouTubers, all at the same time, and it would be seamless. And are you feeling me? Okay, number two. How about a complete redesign of the exit? I really think that, it's kind of a bottleneck when you're getting out of Silver Dollar City. You're trying to get out, end of the day type thing when it's very busy, and it's a bit of a bottleneck. And I'm thinking, hey, while we're at it, let's just talk about both directions. Let's talk Hospitality House. Let's start there. I know that's an old building. I know there's limits, but boy, it's hard to get through that thing either into the park or out of the park at certain times of day. What if we opened that thing up, got rid of half of the merch, rethink kind of how that works, or even maybe build another wing on it or something for the merch, and then just open that sucker up, create another very wide doorway through the wall. You have to bust through the wall, another wide doorway, so you've got maybe an entrance and an exit, two different, and just get that flow of traffic going just strong. So I think that would be incredible. Put some musicians in there as people are coming through the Hospitality House, have some music going on or whatever, and just people can pass, and it's a great entrance into the city, and it's music, and it's festive, and it's fun, and it's a wide path. Especially at Christmas time, those of you that have been, what I'm talking about. It is really hard. It's really difficult to get in and out of that place. And then you can think about, exiting, to the trams or exiting to the parking lot. Boy, it just bottlenecks right there as well. My next point, number 3, in fact, let's jump right there. It's connected to this. We need, I think, well, first of all, the new parking lot. I love the new parking lot. I love it, absolutely love it. And it's just incredible. I believe it's time to extend the work on the parking lot all the way to the very front of the park. Complete change in the traffic pattern and the pedestrians and the trams. And, right now the tram has to turn right. As it's going out to the parking lot and cutting, and use like pedestrians, you have to wait, and we're turning right, and, or trams coming the other way, going toward the city. Completely re-engineer that. I think it would be cool if all of the preferred parking, the premium parking right there, get rid of all of that, have the trams somehow be reworked so they're hugging the tree line right there, and they're able to shoot straight down, and there's no pedestrians getting in the way of the tram. Of course, the pedestrians, maybe they're gonna exit differently. Let's say they open up the wall. How would I explain it? Oftentimes there are Christian t-shirts, Christian materials as you're exiting the marketplace. Open up that wall. That is now your new exit. You going out that way. There's a really nicely done pedestrian walkway that will take you. It would be hugging the new tram path over on the right, and so it'd be shooting down that way. and then redo the way all the disabled parking is, and kind of redo all of that as well. I think it would be incredible if we could just rethink that whole situation right there at the front of the park. I think it could be incredible. Traffic flow, pedestrian flow, all of that would be better. Okay, so all the exit and the tram route and all that, that's one big giant project I think would be phenomenal. All right, how about number 4? This is an easy one. New shade for the Fire in the Hole queue. Because you're standing outside for a long time. And right now, today, it's 100 degrees. 100 degrees. That's hot. And there's no shade. And we need some canopies of some sort. And not only that, but when it rains, also, it'd be nice to be able to be out of the rain. And that's got to be an easy fix, you would think. Just cover that queue. And I believe that would be an incredible fix. Well, that was an easy one. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5. Remember, we have 10 of these. Number 5, and I want to hear from you. What are your ideas? I'm sure I'm not thinking of something. What are your ideas? Number 5. And oh, by the way, I'll tell you this. I got to give credit. This idea came from, I stole the idea from Sir Willow, and he's a friend. He did a video like this, but his was more tongue-in-cheek, like move the cave, right? Talking about things that people have mentioned, flatten out the hills, right? And it's a great video. You can go look it up. But that gave me the idea of, hey, let's have kind of a for real, kind of serious, maybe brainstorm session of how we can see things enhanced at Silver Dollar City. Okay, number 5, and this one's coming. This one's coming, I think, connecting Grand Expo with Fire in the Hole. Connecting that. So, and of course, that the path, the Pumpkin Nights path that takes you into the Pumpkin Plaza. Well, it's been already announced that Pumpkin Plaza is being developed. There's plans there, and so I believe it would make sense that the Pumpkin Path is going to be maybe a permanent opening there. It's permanently open, but then and also connecting what we're calling Pumpkin Plaza, connecting that with where Fire in the Hole is, coming around the backside of Fire in the Hole. So that's great. So that I think is already coming. But then I also want to suggest, and I know this has been talked about as well, how about where Outlaw Run is? Connecting Outlaw Run, out the backside there and around. And so now there's no dead ends, right? Think about where the old Fire in the Hole is and then where Outlaw Run currently is, and having some sort of a walkway connections going that way. That would be great, because honestly, I don't venture out to where Outlaw Run is very often. And I think that might be the case for some, because it's a dead end, it's kind of out there, and strangely, Outlaw Run has some of the lowest wait times. I'm sure there's other reasons for that as well, but zero wait time usually on Outlaw Run, and I just think that the traffic doesn't naturally take people to that part of the park. So if they could connect that to where the old Fire in the Hole was, or I'm not sure the geography of it, but right in there, I think that would be amazing. And then we would have a little more space in the park. It's not an expansion of the park, really. It's just connecting. I think it would be amazing. So okay, how about this? Number 6. Number 6. Here we go. Ready? Turning the adorable, fun, and festive fan favorite Christmas parade into a mega Christmas parade. I mean, I'm talking, and I understand the walkway is narrow, so you got to get creative. But I'm talking, make it 4 times as long. Make it a 20-minute experience. I think it's even less than 5 minutes. It might be like 4.5 minutes or something like that, as it is now. Make it a 20-minute experience where it's just, it's just incredible. And maybe they're shooting off just kind of low-level type firework things, and there's bubbles, and there's maybe actual live singers, and there's really incredibly newly designed floats, and just one after another. So people are lining up, finding their spot, and long time in advance, because they know this is going to be spectacular, a spectacle, absolutely fantastic, and it's not going to be over very quick. I think it would be incredible to do that, man. Get some of these dreamers going and put together the most epic parade that you could imagine. And I would love to see that. Let's go on to number 7, because this is related. I think it would be amazing to have super festive parades the rest of the year too. All year long, all the time, every single day, twice a day, every day. Phenomenal parades, different for every festival. Certain elements different, some of it the same, just for the sake of, I know it's hard to put stuff like that together, but every single day, twice a day, have an incredible parade, 15 minutes long. Make it super kid friendly, have all sorts of characters and have dancers and all sorts of stuff going on. I think it would be so cool. I mean, it would take Silver Dollar City to a completely other level, having all the time, year-round parades. All right, number eight. This one, I don't know. We'll have to see. How about an unlimited dining option? An unlimited dining option. I recently went, and I know different parks do things differently, of course. Recently went to Worlds of Fun, and for an extra, I think about $15, maybe even $13, something like that, on top of our ticket price, which the ticket, by the way, got us into Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun. Let's just, real quick, I would love to see a water park connected to Silver Dollar City. I know this is one of those big ones I was talking about. How cool would that be? Where you're burning hot, and then you head into the water park for a couple hours, and then you back into Silver Dollar City. That would be amazing. Make the water park 1880s as best you can as well, it would be cool. But how about it? And so I was at Worlds of Fun. They've got Oceans of Fun, Worlds of Fun. Add the dining pass for whatever it was, $13, $15, which is, that's insane. That's an insane price. That's less, we saw it, that's less than the price of one dinner, one meal. Who wouldn't do it? It's a no-brainer. And we ate, and I shouldn't admit this because I don't feel good about it. I ate, and I think the rest of us did too, 4 meals in the 6 or 7 hours we were there. 4 meals, big ones. I'm talking about main course. I'm talking about a side. The whole deal. And each, after the first one, I'm like, I can't eat anymore. I won't be able to eat anymore the rest of the day. And I sure did. And a second meal, I'm like, oh, can't eat anymore. Third meal, fourth meal, there's no way I'm eating. Everyone else, I'm like, are you all crazy? Y'all gonna be eating again? There I go. I'm like, gotta have that big giant corn dog and whatever else. Baby, it was good. And so I believe out of all of these ideas, this may be the one that doesn't happen, because Silver Dollar City has found a pretty good concept and a pretty profitable concept with the tasting passports. That is working really well for them, and it's a brilliant idea. The idea of an unlimited dining pass might certainly undercut that. So I'm guessing this probably wouldn't happen, but I don't know. For me, it was pretty awesome. I would love to see that happen. How about this one? I don't know. I remember, and I know, I get it. Oh, I get it. See, I get so much grief sometimes. I will mention, I'm a theme park guy. I will mention other parks. And people get offended. There are people out there, they get offended. They're like, this is not that park. We are Silver Dollar City. We are special. We are not Disney, and we are not Universal, and we are not Six Flags, and we are, and I know we're not that. I know, I get it. I know that. Don't want to be that. However, I believe it's a little foolish to not look and see what other parks are doing and be like, ooh, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Leadership at a theme park would be foolish to not do that. Of course, they're going to other parks. Of course, they're seeing the latest and the greatest. Of course, they're checking the new technology. Of course, they're checking on what the different new type of entertainment and shows and different things are going on. Of course, they're doing that. Of course, they are, right? And so this is something I'm convinced, I could be wrong. It's possible. But I'm convinced when I was at Disney World, in the blazing heat in Orlando, that there were ride queues, outdoor ride queues. And not only ride queues, but different areas of the park. You know, and I can't even think of where, but just walking through certain areas or down certain corridors or different places, but certainly the ride queues. I am convinced that there was actual air conditioning being blasted outdoors. Air conditioning, not fans, not misters, right, with water, but actual air conditioning. Because I'm sitting there outside in the blazing heat with sweat dripping down every part of me, right? Just, oh, and I'm like, whew. You know how it is when you're walking down and you walk past a store where the doors are open and they're just blasting air conditioning to like 55 degrees in there or whatever, and you walk past that store and you feel that, whew. That is what I felt on more than one occasion in ride queues, outdoors at Disney World. Not cheap, I'm sure, to do something like that, and it doesn't completely solve the problem of being roasted outside, but boy, did it feel good. And so there I am standing and I'm just feeling it. I couldn't even, it's like, whoa, boom. It's like, oh, it just kind of took the edge off. So put that in the queue at the new Fire in the Hole. Would it be amazing? You know, at least maybe put more misters out there. But I like the air conditioning idea. You know, I was even eating at the smokehouse, talking to one of the folks there working there. And I gave him that idea. I'm like, man, just like you got heaters up there, which is incredible. I'm so happy they have heaters up there for when it's cold and cooler. You know, I can go out there and work from Silver Dollar City outdoors, you know, even into December. And so I'm like, hey, what if we put air conditioners blasting cold air here outdoors? That would be awesome. All right. Number 10. Number 10, this is the biggest one, I think, probably the biggest idea. And I think you could do it maybe where the old Fire in the Hole currently stands, maybe, because it's going to take a lot of ground. An epic, incredible, industry-shaking dark ride. I mean, something that just blows the roof off this thing. You know, I'm thinking like you go to Disney World. I know. You don't want me to talk about Disney World. I get it. It'll be okay. Haunted Mansion. That building is huge. Huge. Not only the facade of the mansion itself, but then the whole ride building itself. It's massive. But wow, and expensive. But wow. What would it be like to see something like that? You walk into Silver Dollar City and there's this massive structure like the Haunted Mansion, you know, except 1880s style. And it's this incredible, you know, dark ride. And I don't know what it would be about, but something that, I mean, it could be part boat, it could be just like Haunted Mansion where you're going around in ride vehicles. You know, think of, you know, Rise of the Resistance at Disney is, you know, that's way beyond, you know, anything that is realistic. But you think about those ride vehicles or Ratatouille out there. I'm just thinking Disney right now because they're the best at dark rides. But something like that, or something really creative. What if they created ride vehicles that were like covered wagons, and took you through, all of these different scenes, and it doesn't have to have any type of drops or anything, just a dark ride, taking you through scenes and, and make it 15 minutes long or something like that. That would be epic, epic. And so there you have it. There you have it. There's my idea. Here in my new studio. This camera is funky. I mean, he's got this whole GoPro thing going on. But I kind of like it. It picks up all my LEDs back here. There we go, and there we go. But man, what do you think? What are your ideas? Not big, giant, crazy, unrealistic ideas, but tweaks or small construction projects, or what are, maybe thinking about the food options, or thinking about, they brought in the VIP mugs recently. I think that was a great idea, just unlimited drinks. And this past year, they actually they have 3 different cups you could buy, depending on what your needs are. And so there's things like that. What else do you got? What other ideas that are truly realistic? I would love to hear them. Leave some comments. We'll look at them. But there you have it. First TPF travel video in a long time. We're actually going to a show tonight. I'm going to try to get a little footage of the show out at Shepherd of the Hills. I'm going to try to get that tonight. So there might be some shorts, or in fact, that we might do a video and just upload it on the spot. That might show up even before this one. But there you have it. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. You're incredible. Good to see you again. And until next time, safe travels, everybody.